Samsung could be making a move that might not sit well with a lot of users. A new report from South Korea suggests that the Galaxy S26 series may not follow the same processor strategy as the Galaxy S25 lineup. If you were happy that every Galaxy S25 model used the same fast Snapdragon chip, you might not like what's coming next. Right now, the Galaxy S25 series offers a uniform experience. No matter where you buy the phone, you get the same powerful Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 for Galaxy processor. This made things easy for users and gave everyone the same level of performance. But according to this new leak, Samsung might return to using two different chips depending on your region. The Galaxy S26 Ultra will likely continue using Snapdragon across all markets, which is great. However, the regular Galaxy S26 and S26 Plus might be split between Snapdragon and Samsung's own Exynos 2600. If the report is accurate, users in countries like the US, South Korea, China, and Japan will get Snapdragon. Meanwhile, those in Europe and other global regions may receive the Exynos version instead. This strategy isn't new. Samsung has done this before. In the Galaxy S24 series, the Ultra had Snapdragon in every region, but the base S24 and S24 Plus models used Exynos in some markets. While Samsung has improved its Exynos chips over time, many users still feel that Snapdragon processors offer better speed, battery life, and efficiency. That's why the Galaxy S25 lineup was so well received. It gave all users the same hardware and performance, removing the usual regional differences. Bringing back the split chip system might create confusion and disappointment again, especially if one version doesn't perform as well as the other. It's important to note that this isn't confirmed yet. Samsung reportedly tried to use the Exynos 2500 in the Galaxy S25 series, but production delays forced them to abandon that plan. If they've resolved those problems, they might finally go ahead with using the Exynos 2600 in the Galaxy S26 lineup. But it all depends on how reliable and competitive that chip turns out to be. Meanwhile, Samsung also seems to be preparing a new direction for its foldable phones. Reports say there will be two Galaxy Z Flip 7 models, one standard version and one Fan Edition or FE. Interestingly, both of these models are expected to run on Exynos chips no matter where you live. The cheaper Flip 7 FE will likely use the Exynos 2400, which powered some of the Galaxy S24 phones outside the US. The regular Flip 7 might come with the Exynos 2500, a chip that was originally intended for the S25 series. This could be a letdown. For fans in markets like the US or China, where Samsung typically uses Snapdragon in its premium phones, many users prefer Snapdragon because of its consistent performance. Is the Galaxy Z Fold 7 just a Fold 6 with a new name? A recently leaked photo has left fans wondering if Samsung's next foldable flagship is a little too familiar. A real-life image of the Galaxy Z Fold 7 just surfaced online thanks to a leak on Chinese platform Weibo, and it's already sparking some disappointment. At first glance, the phone looks nearly identical to the Fold 6, and that's not what people were hoping for. Now, to be fair, the Fold 7 is still expected to bring some important internal upgrades. Reports suggest it'll have bigger screens, a slimmer design, and even a lighter titanium build. But if you're going by looks alone, it's hard to tell it apart from last year's model. According to leaker Setsuna Digital, the Fold 7 might keep almost the same visual design, which includes the camera layout and rear panel style. For users who like a consistent design, this might not be a bad thing, but let's be honest, most people were hoping for something a bit more visually fresh. That said, there are a few subtle changes worth pointing out. First, the phone seems to ditch the metallic borders seen on the Fold 6. Instead, it could feature a titanium backplate, which would help cut down on weight and thickness. That would be a big win, especially for a foldable device. Second, the camera flash has been moved, slightly lower. Not a game changer, but it shows Samsung is tweaking some small things. And then there's the new icy blue color, a shade not seen on the Fold 6. If you're into clean, minimalist tones, this might catch your eye. But that's pretty much it, from what we can tell in the leaked image. So what about the actual specs? Well, Samsung isn't phoning it in on performance. The Galaxy Z Fold 7 is rumored to feature an 8.2-inch inner display and a 6.5-inch outer screen. Both are expected to be taller and wider than last year's, and the inner screen might even have a less noticeable crease. Under the hood, you'll reportedly get the Snapdragon 8 Elite for Galaxy processor, a 200-megapixel main camera, and a 4400 mAh battery. These are solid upgrades, even if the outside doesn't scream new generation. Samsung is also working hard to make the Fold 7 one of the thinnest foldable phones on the market. And that titanium frame? It's not just for show. It should make the phone feel more premium and easier to hold. The only downside is that none of these improvements are easy to spot at a glance, especially in leaked photos. And that might leave some fans feeling underwhelmed. If you're someone who values substance over style, this could still be the best foldable yet. But if you were hoping for a bold redesign, the Fold 7 might not hit the mark visually. The good news? We won't have to wait long to see the full picture. The Galaxy Z Fold 7 is expected to be unveiled in early July, likely at Samsung's Summer Galaxy Unpacked event. So what do you think? Are these subtle changes enough? Or were you expecting more from Samsung's next big foldable? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more smartphone leaks, reviews, and honest breakdowns you can trust. Is Apple finally launching a foldable iPhone? And more importantly, how will it compare to what's already out there? If the latest leaks are true, we're getting a pretty good idea of what the iPhone Fold might look like and what it could cost. Spoiler alert, it won't be cheap. According to well-known sources like Bloomberg's Mark Gurman and Leaker Digital Chat Station, Apple is aiming to release its first foldable iPhone sometime in late 2026 or early 2027, and the expected price? Around $2,000. That's right, $2,000 for a phone. But if anyone can charge that much and still have people lining up to buy it, it's Apple. Let's talk about what we know so far. The iPhone Fold is said to come with 2 screens, just like Samsung's Galaxy Z Fold or Google's Pixel Fold. But Apple might be doing things a little differently. The internal display, which opens up like a tablet, will reportedly measure 7.76 inches with a resolution of 1920 by 27113 pixels. That's a pretty high-resolution screen, and it could make the device great for watching videos or multitasking. The outer screen, which is the one you'll use when the phone is folded, is said to be 5.49 inches with a 1422 by 2088 resolution. It's smaller than the Galaxy Z Fold's outer screen, but that's probably to help keep the device compact and easier to carry. Now let's talk about the screen shape, or the aspect ratio. The internal display is rumored to have an aspect ratio of 14.1 to 10, while the external one is 14.6 to 10. What that means is the screen will be shorter and wider compared to what we see on Samsung's foldables. The Galaxy Z Fold 6 has a tall and narrow internal screen with a 20.9 to 18 ratio. Google's Pixel 9 Pro Fold has a square-shaped internal screen, a perfect 1-to-1. Apple seems to be going for a more natural, wide tablet feel on the inside. That could make it easier to use apps side by side or type more comfortably. Now, here's something interesting. Apple is reportedly going with an under-display camera for the inner screen, so no visible camera hole when you're using it in tablet mode. For the outer screen, there'll be a small punch hole camera, just like many other smartphones today, and Apple might be saying goodbye to Face ID for this model. Instead, rumors suggest there will be a side-mounted Touch ID fingerprint sensor. It's a surprising move, but it could be a space-saving decision. Foldable designs are tricky, and keeping the device thin and light is always a challenge. Speaking of design, Apple is said to be working on a new hinge system to reduce or even eliminate the crease that's normally seen on foldable displays. This could give the iPhone Fold a cleaner, smoother look when opened, something that even Samsung hasn't completely solved yet.